What if I told you that you can grow an entire garden without soil? While the industry sells you special substrates, moisture meters, and complicated fertilizers, there's a secret your grandmothers kept in glass jars on the kitchen windowsill. A secret so simple it seems impossible. Water. Just water. And plants that don't just survive but explode with life, growing faster and healthier than in any expensive pot. Today, I'm showing you 12 of them. Plants that will transform recycled glasses into hanging gardens. Stay until the end because number 9 produces roots so fast you'll see them grow in 24 hours, literally visible changes while you drink your coffee. And number 12, you probably have it in your kitchen right now, and it'll give you vines that will cover an entire window in weeks. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's go straight to it. Number 1, pothos, the water immortal. If there's one plant that proves you don't need soil, it's this one. Epipremnum aureum. College students have been growing it in water since the 70s, forgetting about it for weeks, and the plant just keeps growing as if nothing happened. They call it devil's ivy because it seems literally impossible to kill. It produces vines with heart-shaped leaves, green or variegated with white and yellow. But what's fascinating is that it develops specialized aquatic roots, completely different from soil roots, perfectly designed to absorb oxygen directly from water. Take a cutting with leaves and a node. Put it in tap water. In a week, you'll see white roots. In a month, you'll have an underwater forest so dense it looks like floating white hair. Hydroponic research confirms these roots are permanent, not temporary. Change the water weekly. No pots to drain, no soil to water, no mess. Number 2, Tradescantia zebrina, pure speed. This plant will show you that water growing is fast. Tradescantia zebrina produces stems with silver and purple striped leaves with an intense purple underside. What's special is its speed. It has root nodules at every node. When you put a cutting in water, you're not waiting for roots to form, you're activating existing structures. In 24 to 48 hours, those nodules become functional roots. In a week, they're already supporting new growth. Studies show extreme adaptability. The plant experiences no stress. Take cuttings with 3 leaves. Remove the lower ones. Place in water. Change every 3 to 5 days because these fast-growing plants cloud the water. Bright, indirect light intensifies the purples almost to black. Number 3, heartleaf philodendron, the classic. If your great-grandmother grew plants in jars, it was this one. Philodendron heteroecium has been on windowsills since before commercial greenhouses. It roots faster in water than any tropical. It produces vines with glossy heart-shaped leaves. Take a cutting with leaves and a node. In days, you'll see white nodules. In 2 weeks, root system. In a month, new leaves unfurling. Research confirms they develop robust permanent aquatic systems. Use a transparent container to monitor roots. Change water weekly. Bright indirect light. Number 4, lucky bamboo, the aquatic imposter. The twist nobody tells you. It's not bamboo. It's Dracæna sanderiana, grown in water in Asia for centuries for its meaning of good fortune. It produces segmented stems with leaves, so adapted to water you almost never see it in soil. It evolved along riverbanks with constantly submerged roots. It's not adapting to water, it's already designed for it. The stems live for years in the same container, growing continuously. Keep water covering roots and 2 or 3 centimeters of stems. Change every 2 or 3 weeks. Filtered water if your tap has chlorine. Number 5, spider plant, the baby factory. Spider plants produce plantlets with already initiated root systems, designed by nature to fall into water and grow immediately. Chlorophytum comosum produces arcing striped leaves and stems with plantlets hanging like ornaments. Each baby waits to be cut. Results are instant. Take a plantlet with nodules. In a week, the roots triple. In 2 weeks, established plant. Grow them indefinitely in water. Change weekly. Bright indirect light. Number 6, coleus, the living rainbow. Coleus explodes with color in water. Leaves painted in combinations of fire red, intense pink, deep purple, bright yellow, lime green. And despite being outdoor annuals, they thrive indoors in water indefinitely. Coleus roots with astonishing speed. Take a cutting, remove lower leaves, place in water. In 3 to 5 days, roots emerging. In 2 weeks, substantial system. What's fascinating, color improves in water with adequate light, intensifying until it looks hand-painted. Hydroponics confirms they grow as well or better than in soil. Create dramatic displays with multiple varieties, mixing colors and patterns. Plants grow so fast that in 8 weeks you have a complete display from small cuttings. Change water twice a week. Bright light for more intense color. If you're seeing that you don't need soil or complicated fertilizers to have green at home, hit like now. Help more people discover this cleaner, simpler, and honestly more beautiful way. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're building a community that values simplicity over complexity. Let's go to the next 6. Number 9 is the one I promised you, the one with visible growth in real time. Number 7, Syngonium the Transformer. Syngonium podophyllum grows so fast in water you measure progress weekly. Arrow-shaped leaves, green, variegated with white or painted pink. Grows upright, then trails as it matures. Growth rate in water exceeds that in soil. Produces aerial roots on stems. In water, it already has structures ready to function. In days, those roots expand. In 2 weeks, substantial systems. In a month, new leaves unfurling. Hydroponics shows they prefer consistent moisture. Change water weekly. Bright indirect light. Number 8, English ivy, hanging elegance. Hedera helix has been on windows for centuries, creating living green curtains. Roots superfast in water. Lobed leaves on trailing stems that climb or cascade. Grows wild across Europe, favorite for hundreds of years. Cuttings root faster in water than soil. Grows in humid environments where aerial roots cling to bark. Those roots adapt perfectly to water, developing robust white systems. Take cuttings with leaves and 2 nodes. In a week, nodules. In 2, functional roots. In a month, visible growth. Change water weekly. Number 9, Purple Heart, the speed record. This is the one I promised you at the start. Tradescantia pallida roots so fast you see it happen in real time. Prepare cuttings in the morning with your coffee, check in the afternoon with your tea, and you'll see roots forming. It's not magic, it's extremely active biology. Thick stems, almost succulent, covered in deep purple leaves. Every node along those stems desperately wants to produce roots. The next day, the roots are clearly visible, white against the dramatic purple. By the end of the week, fully rooted plant growing vigorously. Purple intensifies with bright light, creating leaves that look almost black-purple in certain conditions. Multiple cuttings in one container create a dramatic display. Modern propagation confirms some plants have extremely active meristematic tissue that responds to water by producing roots almost immediately. Purple Heart is one of the fastest on the planet. Change water weekly. Bright light for deeper color. Number 10, Mint, the perpetual edible. Mint brings something unique. You can eat it. Grows faster in water than anywhere. Continuous supply in your kitchen all year. Mentha, spearmint, peppermint, or chocolate roots with remarkable speed. Take cuttings, remove lower leaves, place in water. In days, roots. In 2 weeks, enough to harvest. The magic grows so vigorously you harvest regularly without damaging it. Cut for tea or cooking and it produces more growth. Self-replenishing herb garden in a jar. In soil, it spreads aggressively. In water, that vigor is perfectly contained. Change water twice a week. Bright light, ideally sunny window. Harvest regularly to encourage bushiness. Number 11, Basil, infinite fresh flavor. Alchemum basilicum, sweet, Thai, or purple, roots fast. Take cuttings from the top 10 to 15 centimeters. Remove lower leaves. In a week. Roots. In 2, functional systems. Perfect, because it needs to be where you cook. Grow on the counter or window, putting fresh basil exactly where you need it, visible and accessible. Grows continuously with adequate light. Every time you harvest from the top, it branches and fills more. You maintain the same plant for months, harvesting while new growth replaces what you take. Research confirms hydroponic adaptation, often producing more essential oils and more flavorful leaves than in soil. Change water every 3 to 4 days because leaves contain oils that cloud it. Bright light. Basil wants sun. Number 12, Sweet Potato, kitchen magic. I saved this for last because it represents everything we've talked about. The plant that literally anyone can grow, starting with something you probably have in your pantry right now, without buying anything from any nursery, and it'll produce beautiful trailing vines that can fill an entire window, all in simple water. Take a sweet potato from your kitchen. Organic works best because conventional ones are often treated with sprout inhibitors. Place it in a jar with the pointy end down and half submerged. That's literally it. In a week, you'll see white roots emerging. In 2 weeks, green shoots appearing on top. In a month, trailing vines with heart-shaped leaves growing downward. In 2 months, those vines can reach almost a meter long. The magic of this: sweet potatoes are storage organs filled with energy, specifically designed by nature to produce new plants. When you put one in water, you're activating natural processes that are ready and waiting. The potato doesn't need nutrients or fertilizer initially. It already has everything stored inside. As the vines grow, they produce leaves that can be solid green, intense purple, or variegated depending on variety. The vines will keep growing for months, eventually depleting the potato, but providing a spectacular display along the way. This was forgotten because it's old-fashioned, the kind of thing your grandmother did on her window. But it works exactly the same today. No special equipment needed, no expensive plants, no complicated care. Just a potato, water, light, and patience. 12 plants, 1 glass of water, 0 complications. This is what I want you to take away. The gardening industry has made you believe that growing requires special soil, complicated fertilizers, pots with perfect drainage, and advanced technical knowledge. Your grandmothers knew something different. They grew in jam jars without YouTube, without plant apps, without imported substrates, and those plants thrived. Modern science hasn't invented anything new here. It's only confirmed what practical wisdom already knew. There are plants that don't need soil to live, plants that are easier to care for and water, plants that give you lush foliage, occasional flowers, and even edible herbs, all without the mess and complexity we've been sold as necessary. Leave me a comment and tell me which of these 12 you'll try first. Are you team trailing vines, team edible herbs, or team dramatic foliage? I read all the comments. If this video showed you there's a simpler way to grow beauty at home, share it with someone who's tired of killing plants by over or under watering. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Every week we explore ways to grow without complicating your life. Remember, sometimes the most elegant solution is the simplest. A jar, water, a plant that wants to grow.